Hello and welcome. My name is Tom. I will be your host and captain of the Silverwind, and I'm joined by my co-host slash producer Wilson, who's giving me scowls right now. What? Because I said captain? I'm the only human being on the ship. Of course I'm the captain. So anyways, that's Wilson. He's an intergalactic robot, if it helps you understand at all. So you're not gonna be able to hear or see him. The reason for that is because he's intergalactic robot. I'm not sure if people have ever really seen like an intergalactic creature before. Might cause a little bit of a stir, but the main reason is that he kind of has an outward perspective of humanity and doesn't always fit the mold of things that are politically correct and that sort of thing. So anyways, because of that, it's going to be ran that way. So all right, so basically I'm sure you're wondering, what is the Silverwind and what we're doing here. So I'm going to go ahead and turn this music down a little bit so we can talk about that. So this is, as you can see, in a live setting. There's a good reason for that. What the Silverwind Stories is all about is basically bringing people together through storytelling, because that is how people have always been brought together as far back in human history as you can go, right? So people in a village would get around a campfire, they would share stories together, and through those stories they would form bonds and relationships, and that is was kind of the cohesive glue that keeps people together. So why not, if we're trying to bring people together in a larger scale, come out here in outer space on the Silverwind and offer up some stories for everyone. And these aren't going to be modern stories that can be contentious or aren't really proven by time itself. These are going to be stories that, like I said, time tested, have been around for at least 100 years, and basically have those universal values in them. We'll read the story, break down the story a little bit, kind of mechanics that are going on in it, and then we're going to come back here and wrap up with Wilson over here. He says that no one will like the channel because of me, so he's going to earn your like and subscribe at the end of the channel after we get done reading the story. So today the story is actually titled Opportunity. And I want to make sure I don't get the gentleman's name incorrect. His name is Edward Roland Sill. So this is who wrote this story. Now, it's as stories go, this is the pilot episode. I imagine there's going to be plenty of mistakes to be made and things like that on my end. But I want to kind of ease into this a little bit. So it's, as stories go, it's kind of barely a story, but it has a really good message to it, and I think it's a perfect story to read at the beginning of this. It is technically a poem. It's very, very short, so it should be really easy for us to go through that story. Now, longer stories in the future, I plan on pre-recording those, so, at least the reading of it. So we'll pre-record the reading of it, and then I'll take pauses in there, and then we'll talk about the story as things are happening, just because you don't need me fumbling over words. But with as short as this is, we should be able to get through it just fine. And yeah, so normally the way that the show is going to be run is we're going to start off with the intro like this, then we're going to move into our sponsors, and then after that we'll go back in the ship a little bit to the library or the reading room, same thing, and then we'll read the story, come back over here, and then kind of wrap the show up. So with that, let's go ahead and cover our first sponsor here. Is your squiggly spooch acting up? Get your Womply Doo today at your local Zalbadan 5. Wilson, where did you get this sponsor from? No, I read the Zalba, whatever that is. What planet, Wilson? Dang it, Wilson, I told you it's got to be from Earth. No, like, we're only streaming to Earth. We're only streaming to Earth, right? Yeah, exactly. So what do you mean probably? You're the one running the equipment. Oh my gosh. Well, what are they even paying us? It's on here? Flu barks? Wilson, the Earth isn't on the intergalactic exchange. We've been over this. No, I'm not. You know what? I'm sorry, guys. Wilson just killed this entire segment right here. So We won't be reading sponsors then, whatever. You can thank Wilson for screwing that up. So anyways, yeah. All right. Well, let's just go ahead and go to the reading room. I'll put you guys in this little transition scene as we make our way over there. Wilson, why'd you roll a camera into the hallway? People don't want to see me walking by. That's a terrible use of our equipment. I mean, yeah, it's a nice view and all, but oh god, I'm sorry, guys. Wilson, your ideas are stupid. We gotta talk about this. All right. Welcome to the reading room, everybody. Yeah, so got a nice view of Earth over on our starboard side over here. And this is where we're going to be doing the reading. You know what? Well, Wilson, could you bring the... First off, we don't need the music, Wilson. We don't need the music. Could you bring me a little bit closer? All right, thanks, Wilson. Okay, so from here, we're going to go ahead and go into the reading. Like I said, this is a poem called Opportunity, and we're going to go ahead and check that out. Now, while I do the reading, you guys don't need to be staring at this face right here, so we're going to go ahead, go into the far view for those readings, and then when we talk about it, we'll kind of zoom back in here and go over that stuff. So... all right. Now, like I said, I did not pre-record this reading just because it's very short, so this should be perfectly fine. And here we go. Let's go ahead and start with this. This I beheld, or dreamed it in a dream. All right, so the intro right here is basically whoever the speaker is. It's not necessarily the author in stories, but whoever the speaker is, he's basically dreaming of this, right? So this whole scenario. There spread a cloud of dust along a plain, and underneath the cloud, or in it, raged a furious battle, and men yelled, and swords shocked upon swords and shields. A prince's banner wavered, then staggered backward, hemmed by foes. So it's position here. So far, it's basically just the first paragraph of it. And this scene we have, this is a dream, there's a battle going on, and the prince, and you'll know this by the end of the story, he's a good guy, right? So he's being hemmed by evil forces, which we don't want, and so we'll go ahead and jump into that next segment. It's gonna switch scenes from here. So prince is in trouble, big battle, and then there's a scene switch. A craven hung along the battle's edge, and thought, had I a sword of keener steel, that blue blade that the king's son bears, but this blunt thing. He snapped and flung it from his hand, and lowering crept away and left the field. All right, so that second scene, basically, the craven is just a kind of a derogatory term for someone who's like a coward, right? Like a very immoral person. And as we see, this is someone who basically, since he doesn't have a very nice sword, he's in this battle. It sounds like he's like on the outskirts of it, kind of seeing the battle start, and he's like, yeah, this old sword I have, if I had a better sword, I would go in there, but since I don't, and he throws the sword on the ground and leaves. So we're going to go basically 2/3 of the way done, of the way through the story. Proper English there. So let's go to get that last part. Then came the king's son, wounded, sore bestead, and weaponless, and saw the broken sword, hilt buried in the dry and trodden sand, and ran and snatched it, and with battle shout, lifted afresh, he hewed his enemy down, and saved a great cause that heroic day. All right. So that's basically the whole story. Like I said, as stories go, very, very short, very brief, but I still really like this story. And basically, you know, what's going on there right at the end, I think it's pretty obvious from reading it, but the sword the Craven left behind, the prince found and used it to save the day. He didn't see a rusty, poor, under maintained weapon. He just saw an opportunity to save himself, right? So with that, basically, I kind of want to talk about the mission of the Silverwind real quick. So let's see here. Actually, you know what? We got some people in chat here. Let's see here. Just some guy. Hey, just some guy. Robots can't be trusted. No, I agree with you 100% on that one. Wilson being a prime example of that. Okay, so with opportunity. So when it comes to it, what it really brings to mind is that, you know, it's really easy to go out there and see people who, you know, they're kind of given more, given an advantage, right? And the Craven of the story, I mean, that's what he's looking at. Here's the prince. He's got the best gear, probably not just a nice sword. He's got a nice shield. He's commanding men, you know, he's ready for battle. And this guy, he doesn't have much. He has a sword. I mean, it could technically still work, but it's not necessarily a very good one. So instead of doing what he can, he just basically throws it down and decides that he's going to let other people take care of the battle. And you know, I don't have to tell you, but when we look over here at Earth, you know, I mean, you guys are in there right now, and it's basically pretty difficult times, you know, for a lot of people. There's a lot of chaos going on in the world right now, which isn't good, right? It's very serious stuff. And you know, it reminds me, this whole poem reminds me of another, and I'm going to butcher this, you know, basically quote, but in Lord of the Rings, there's a scene where Gandalf is, or I guess Frodo and Gandalf are in a scene together. Frodo is pretty upset about the circumstances of everything happening to him. He's got this ring, and he's got to bring him, you know, Mount Doom and all this crazy stuff. And he says, you know, I wish this never happened, right? I wish I never got this thing, and I wish these events never happened. And all Gandalf tells him is like, so do all people in these type of circumstances, and that's not for us to decide. The only thing that's left for us to decide is what to do with the time that we've been given. And so yeah, so the mission of the Silverwind, and the reason I have this story for the prologue is that I firmly believe that we all have some opportunity, even if it's really small, some opportunity to affect some positive change in our communities and our culture. And what better way, and at least, you know, a way, I'm sure there's many better ways, but one way I feel like I can help contribute to that with the Silverwind here is to provide a place where we can bring people together, share some stories together, and have some community. And that's why it's on a live stream, so we could have that community, that conversation. I could just pre-record these things and edit it to pristine and have all the right words, but then it's not really much of a discussion at that point. And so I think that discussion is important, and yeah, sharing those stories. And when we have those shared stories, we'll you know, not be so much strangers with one another. So anyways, we're gonna go ahead, speaking of what we can do to build this channel, Wilson is going to try and earn our like and subscribe, which means we gotta go all the way back to the bridge, and I'll catch you guys there. All right. Okay, Wilson. What do you got for us? What do you got over here? Wait. Hold up. Is that a cat? Why? How did a cat get on board the ship? What do you mean? What do you mean bought cats? Cats? How many? 3? Wilson, what would possess you to do that? How did you even? What, Space Amazon delivers? You know what, Wilson? Like, what was your reasoning for that? Wait, did you buy any like food or anything like that? Okay, yeah. So YouTube was built on cat videos, but you can't just bring cats here on the ship. Oh my gosh. No, I'm not showing them the cats. This is ridiculous. You completely misunderstood your research on YouTube. So, oh my gosh. I'm sorry, guys. Okay. Well, okay. Well, you ruined that segment too, Wilson. No. Like, I'm not going to sit here and dance a cat in front of the camera. That's not how it works. All right, well, we got to work on your ideas, Wilson. So, unfortunately, we didn't earn your like and subscribe this time. But if you believe in the mission of the Silverwind and you would like to, make sure you don't miss out on the next episode, I plan on starting a season 1, have 10 episodes planned, run one each week. And then, we'll go through some stories. Some will be, pretty insightful and complex, and some are very simple and just a lot of fun. So if you believe in that, you like to like and subscribe, you can do that. At least give us a temporary like and subscribe until Wilson can really earn it from you. So anyways, with that very simple episode, thank you for checking out the pilot episode for Silverwind Stories. And I'll catch you guys next time. Oh, it's hold up, Wilson. Do you have the outro ready? All right, Wilson. Let's do this. Wait, you made credits? When did you do that, Wilson? Oh, haha. Wait, where am I? You put 3 cats on there, not me? Oh my gosh. I see what you're doing now. Very funny, Wilson. Is this because I said I was captain? Writer? I asked you to put 1 joke in the teleprompter. I didn't even read it because it wasn't any good. Oh gosh, there's more. Oh my gosh, really? What is grip? What is that position, Wilson? The person holding the camera? That doesn't even make any sense. The only thing in this list that makes any sense is transportation. Oh wait. Oh, very funny, Wilson. Very funny. All right, we'll sort out the whole captain thing. Oh, hey, look at that. Oh, okay, you actually put something serious on here. Yes, thank you, literally everyone on the live stream. So this time it was just some guy, which is perfect. All the artists listed in the description, yes, please check them out. For sponsors that Tom failed to, oh, very funny, and yes, to every subscriber, thank you. You keep us flying. We'll see you next time.
I don't understand. I'm doing the best that I can right now, but it's never enough. I'm not even ready.